Welcome back everybody to another episode, and before we start this episode, guys, we are at almost 4,000 subscribers, and I want to say to you guys, thank you guys for all the support. But at 5,000 subs, we're doing a rod and reel giveaway along with a bunch of other tackle. So if you guys have not subscribed to the channel, all you got to do to be entered in the giveaway is subscribe to the channel and make sure you click the little bell notification when you do so you don't miss when I upload. But once we hit 5,000 subs, I'm going to pick a random winner out of there to receive like a $250 rod and reel combo, and I'm going to have send a bunch of extra tackle I have with you guys, along with some stuff from some companies that I work with as well. So if you guys haven't subbed to the channel, do it now. There's nothing, you just click the little red button and then you're in the giveaway, no problem. So guys, in this video, we're gonna be talking about hunting tips for the gun season. Now, I wanna say for the guys that are watching my channel all the time, I apologize for not uploading a video of my rut hunting while bow hunting. I haven't had a ton of action. I've had some action, but it's been with a lot of smaller bucks. I've had a few times where I've had some decent bucks come through a little further out, but they cruise through so fast, but by the time I get the camera on them and in focus, they're pretty much out of the picture. So I've had some rutting action, guys. I have some footage that I'll be rolling through here with you so you guys can see, but basically it just wasn't super productive. I had a nice chance at a big 8-pointer. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get a shot on him in time, and then I also had that nice 10-pointer that I hit too high. So I've had some success with this end of the season, I guess, if you will, with seeing good deer, but just unfortunately things just aren't lining up for me this season. So hopefully this opening gun season here this weekend, I'll get some action. So there's a little update, but I want to talk about some tips for hunting gun season. Now, if you bow hunt, you know that gun season can be a hectic time, but for gun season opening day here in Wisconsin, it is a tradition, guys. It is a time of the year where, for me, it's mainly just getting out with relatives and family and getting out there hunting and sharing stories and all that, and seeing everybody. It's just a good time for that, and I really love the tradition here in Wisconsin, especially. It's just crazy. You get up in the morning for bow season around 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. You're driving to your stand. It's empty out there. The roads are empty. But I'll tell you what, opening day gun season, you guys are cruising your stand, there's trucks everywhere, orange everywhere. It's just an army of orange. So it's just a huge thing in Wisconsin and the surrounding states, guys. Opening day is it's basically a holiday here in Wisconsin. So I'm super excited about it, but I have some useful tips for you guys, especially if you're hunting public land, or hunting any land in general, that'll help hopefully lead you guys to success. So the first tip for you guys, and I wrote down some tips here so I don't forget, because sometimes I forget, but the first tip for you guys is getting into the stand super early, an hour before shooting light, an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours before shooting light. And the reason for this is there is going to be so many people in the woods getting to their stand late, moving stands, maybe setting up at the time, getting, just in general like that. If you can get in super early, hour and a half, hour early, I usually try to get up there an hour and a half early, honestly, because what I like to do is get into my stand and let the woods settle down. Let them settle down for an hour and a half, and then if there's anybody that is coming into the stands late in the area, they're pushing deer. You're basically hunting a lot of pressure at this time of the year because there's just a ton of people out opening day, especially this Saturday. I think it's supposed to be like 41 degrees and sunny, so it's going to be a nice day. So there's going to be a lot of people out. So get into your stand early, let the woods settle down, and as people are walking into their stand, getting into their stand late, or maybe 20 minutes before shooting light, they could be kicking deer your way. Your area in the woods, you've let kind of settle down. Deer know it's safe. Maybe deer have moved through it during the dark, and maybe they're going to an area and they get kicked back from a hunter, something like that. But let the woods settle down. This is an interesting tip here. This one I like is basically it's hunting the hunting pressure, but using thick cover to your advantage. So if you can get into the stand or get to an area where you have some thicker cover in between you and maybe the neighboring property, or where there's a bunch of hunters, where there's going to be a lot of pressure. If you can get into a thick area, which is going to generally be like bedding areas and whatnot, if you can get onto the other side of that, and as people are coming in and pressuring deer from all that hunting pressure from all those people in the woods, it's going to push them to those safe spots. So if you can get in super early, get back into those thick areas way back in there. It could be an hour and a half walk, honestly, on public land to get back into these areas, and let that hunting pressure kind of push into that thick stuff, because that's where they're going to bed down. That's where they're going to look to be safe. Those deer are going to go to those areas that are super thick, super nice, safe areas that they know of. So if you can get to those areas or get to the other side of them and let that hunting pressure push those deer into those safe areas, it's going to lead to some good success for you. The next thing I want to talk about, guys, is morning and afternoon hunting during the rifle season. Now, in the mornings, my favorite thing is to get in and hunt a safe, thick bedding area. I hunt the bluff a lot, is what I call it. It's a big ridge top on the property that I hunt, and I like that spot because it's in between bedding areas. And what I like about it is it's super nice up there because it's a little open, but at the same time it has good funnel points. So like if anything comes through there, I'm gonna at least see it at 80 yards. That's usually like the max that it'll be is about 80 yards, and I'd have a shot. So during rifle season, it really opens it up for myself to be able to stretch out and hit, to those deer that I wouldn't normally get a crack at. But what I like about it is in the morning, it's a good area where it's a little travel corridor to a good bedding area. There's kind of a few different bedding areas in that little vicinity because they bed off of the points of this ridge that I'm on. And with the hunting pressure, once again, you're kind of wanting to hunt the hunting pressure, if you will, during the gun season. Let that hunting pressure push them into those safe areas. So in the morning, I like going to bedding areas because people are going to be out in the woods. They're going to push deer around by getting to their stands, pushing them out of those valleys or down on those cornfields where they might be feeding early morning. And it's going to push them up into those safe bedding areas. So I always set up near bedding in the morning. I think it's a great way during the gun season to hunt that pressure. Now for the afternoon hunts, guys, when it comes to the afternoon, I like to mainly switch to food sources. Sometimes if I had some good action in those bedding areas, I'll try to sit all day in them. But if I'm not able to sit all day and I get out of the stand maybe around noon, 1 o'clock during gun season, I will go to hunt a food source because coming back to those areas where I went out of, those bedding areas, I'm probably gonna get busted on the way in there to those thick bedding areas because there's probably gonna be more deer in those areas now than there was before because of the pressure. So if I'm going to sit in that morning spot, I'm gonna prep for an all-day sit. But if I get down out of the stand the evenings, or I'm just switching to hunting evenings, I'm targeting good food sources. Standing beans that are still up, freshly cut corn. If you have any food plots that have any food that's still standing from all the cold weather we've gotten, that's gonna be spots you're gonna wanna focus on. Those deer are gonna be bedded down because of all that hunting pressure. They're gonna have to eat. They have to eat because they're trying to bulk up for that winter time anyway. And so they're gonna be extra hungry with that hunting pressure. So if you can find a good hot food source for the evening, it's gonna be absolutely perfect spot for hunting in this deer season. So this next one, like I said, a lot of these tips kind of relate to the hunting pressure. This one's gonna be kind of a midday sit. If you can sit all day, that's great, but if you can't sit all day, sit till at least noon, 1 o'clock. A lot of hunters will get out of the stand between like 10 o'clock and noon to get down to go have breakfast, go have coffee, go meet up with people that have been out hunting, see any success that's happened. And that can be a great time for you guys to take advantage of that hunting pressure. Basically, you're sitting there and it's midday, 10 to noon, 10 to 1 o'clock is a perfect time where, people are gonna get down, like I said, and they're gonna push those deer. Those deer are gonna get pushed. It's gonna, make the woods alive again. So if you could sit that midday sit and just sit there from 10 to even 2 o'clock, you're gonna get a lot of pressure walking through the woods, getting out of the woods. That's gonna push those deer. Maybe those deer are bedded down in certain areas and a hunter's walking out and he kicks one. That's basically what you're looking for. So if you guys can sit midday, huge helpful tip. A lot of guys will get out of the woods. Like I said, me personally, I always sit till at least like noon, 1 o'clock, because you just never know with people getting out of the stand and pushing deer. Now, I got a couple more tips that are a little, obviously, I think common sense, and it's gonna be just staying warm in the stand, guys. Packing a lunch with you if you plan on sitting all day. This is something I would always suggest, even if you don't plan on sitting all day, at least pack a lunch with yourself, because if action picks up and you change your mind, at least you have some food there, some stuff to get you through the rest of the day. Sometimes there's been times where I've been out and I've been sitting and I've had good action and I didn't bring a lunch with me and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna sit all day. And then at the end of the day, I'm just dying because I haven't eaten anything. So just pack a lunch with you guys. You never know what kind of action is gonna be out there. So you might as well just pack a lunch to play it on the safe side in case action is really good. You wanna sit all day. And the last one is just like I said, staying warm, guys. You know, with these, with hunting the deer season, a lot of people have blinds that are specially made, that they've kind of custom made for themselves, where they have heaters in them and whatnot. Staying warm, bringing hand warmers, packing enough clothing to stay nice and warm, anything to keep yourself in the stand longer. That's something I always encourage hunters. The longer you can sit in a spot is the better, because you just never know what's going to happen. Especially now, you know, these deer are probably not in the prime rut, but they're still kind of going through some rutting behavior. So the longer you can sit and catch a buck potentially cruising through or chasing a doe through, because bucks are going to be following does. So if you're sitting in the stand hunting, a lot of that hunting pressure, like I said, and a doe gets kicked through your area, there's a good chance that a buck's going to be right on her tail at this point in the year. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Good luck to you guys if you guys are going out this weekend. Stay safe out there. Wear orange. Make sure you guys are knowing your target and beyond. I think I just read an article of a hunting accident that happened, because unfortunate, but make sure you know your target and beyond, guys. Stay safe out there. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments one of your favorite tips that you like to do during the gun season for success, and make sure you guys subscribe to the channel for the Rod and Reel giveaway at 5,000 subs. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Remember to like and subscribe, and we will see you guys on the next one.